What is an unwritten rule of being a man? One must never, ever roast a friend to try and impress a girl. Yes. Roasting is only for showing brawfection. I learned this too late. Jason, I'm sorry I clowned on you in front of Anna when we were 16. Oh. Not everyone follows it. But this is the easiest way to know a friend versus asshole acquaintance real fast. On this note, don't be funnier than your friend if his crush is around. I once roasted my friend so hard to impress a girl that she thought I was a stand-up comedian. Turns out she wasn't impressed, she just thought I was auditioning for a comedy show. If you see a skid in the toilet, you have to pee it off. That's just good manners. What about us loggers, hard-working men who like to stand up after they've taken a poo and turn around and cut their poo in half with their urine? South Park. I read Kid at First Sight and was laughing uncontrollably. Get down from there, you little shit. If I ever pee on a skid in the toilet, I'll make sure to nominate myself for the most innovative bathroom cleaner award. Hello. Want to know the unwritten rule of being a man? Well, let's just say there's a universal understanding that handling spiders without screaming is a necessary skill. So, subscribe and drop your answer below. We're curious, how do you handle those 8-legged creatures? No matter your age. A stick is a cool sword. Unless it's forked, then it's a gun. Unless it's perfectly slingshot shaped, then you've got to take it home and tell yourself you're gonna make a slingshot with it, but then never make a slingshot. What the fuck? The slingshot I sanded 2 years ago is still patiently waiting for me to polish it. Yeah. Never is what they talk about after they spread my ashes. Until then, it's not yet, or eventually. I once defended myself with a broom against a spider, hoping to impress my date. Turns out she wasn't impressed, she just thought I was auditioning for a Spider-Man reboot. Be a smart arse to your friends to their faces, relentlessly and without pause. If they're not there, have their back, and never smack talk 'em. I must disagree. I've sent many a text and made many a call saying, hey, Dave, I called you a effing PSI-ABTCH for not coming out last night. I didn't want to be rude and talk behind your back. That's a Hail Mary, but we're evolved enough to call that inbound. Done that a few times. You shouldn't say that about your friend, he's not here. Okay, wanna watch me tell him? Always click the tongs before use. And test the drill, twice. And twirl the scissors on your trigger finger before putting them quickly and elegantly into your imaginary holster like an old-timer gunslinger. Jango Fett style. And if you are using a stud finder, you have to hold it against yourself and say beep. I once clicked the tongs so enthusiastically that my neighbor thought I had been possessed by a culinary DJ. You will return the head nod. I do this all the time just to see, not a single person has ever not done it back. Edit, the amount of people unable to read a sentence is genuinely incredible, not in a mean way, in a psychology way. Yes, I have never had a person not return the nod. It is mostly toward men that I see have a cool piece of apparel, sometimes toward women for same reason. I only nod down. I was once solo backpacking, many miles from civilization, and I passed another dude, also solo on the trail. I figured he's there for the same reason I am, to get away from people, so I don't say anything, just smile and nod. The motherfucker didn't nod back. Stonewall. Just kept walking. Fuck that guy. I once gave a head nod so powerful that people assumed I was auditioning for a bobblehead role in a major motion picture. Turns out they just thought I had a chronic neck condition. Wash your hands at least 3 times between cutting chilies and touching your dick. Cut chilies, touch my dick 3 times, wash my hands, got it, makes sense, wouldn't want to get dick all over everything. As a bonus, it won't be long before you are freely expressing your emotions. Or handling contact lenses. Or gloves. I once sliced a jalapeno and forgot to wash my hands before taking out my contact lenses. Let's just say my eye became a temporary combustion chamber. Be nice to everyone's mother. X1000. My friends all practice this method with my parents. My one friend hates peanut butter. Hates it. Came over one morning to pick me up for school, and my mom had made no bakes. I gave him a cookie right in front of mom and he ate it in one bite. His face was classic, she was none the wiser of the situation. Didn't say a word until we got outside from earshot, you motherfucker. It was highly inconvenient, because when I was growing up in middle school and onwards, I couldn't do savage yo mama jokes because my friend group's moms were always like secondary mothers to me. Yo mama's lasagna was so good I wanted seconds, so she packed me some to take home just isn't as fun. I once opened a door so politely that people assumed I was auditioning for the role of a doorman in a romantic comedy. Turns out they just thought I had a strong affinity for rom-coms. Don't ever let the boy inside of the man die. If the boy dies, there will be nothing left. My son is like a spitting image of me. Whenever I look at him, I see what I should have been at his age. I understand that I inadvertently project a lot of my childhood trauma into him, and it's something I'm working through, but I vowed to die before I let anyone destroy his heart in the ways that destroyed mine. I'm going to relive childhood vicariously through his happiness and protect him at all costs. I'm in a similar boat, my son is so much like me. One of the emotional realizations I've had as a dad that stopped me in my tracks was that if I was my own son, I would love, support, and accept me just like I do him. Dad me loves and likes little kid me, just like I do my son. I once jumped on a trampoline so high that my wife thought I was auditioning for a role in the next Space Jam movie. Turns out she just thought I needed more cardio. You will stare into your own urinal bowl, and your own urinal bowl only. Throughout the process of urination, you can only look directly forward. Never compliment a man's watch while at the urinal. If you do speak, it is into the wall in front of you. That's a nice watch, wall. Really matches your penis tone. Thanks man. Custom orders costed a fortune. I bet. I just rocked the tone I was born with. I once stared at my phone so intently in the bathroom that people thought I was auditioning for a role as a smartphone detective. Turns out they just realized I had terrible aim. Keep an eye on your male friends. Especially ones that may be lonely. It's important to check in with them to make sure they are okay. There's usually a wall to get through, but you need to try. I've learned this over the years. You truly don't know who's suffering until you dig a little. Lots of men don't have support systems or don't seek it out due to a stigma around male mental health. I'm lucky. I haven't lost any close friends to suicide, but there were times when someone said something off and I dug, carefully, don't want to patronize, and it turned out they were hurting a lot more than I realized. I also make sure to tell my friends I love them when I leave. I'm not afraid of hugs. I don't give a flying fuck if it's feminine to show love to your brothers. It feels good. I'm super lucky in that I have a very close group of 6 guy friends that have all known each other since primary or middle school. We're all in our 30s now and speak nearly every day. It's like having a second family of brothers. One of our guys unalived himself last month. Just completely out of nowhere. We knew him better than his own parents and his wife, and none of us suspected a fucking thing. If a man encounters another man digging a hole, the first man shall offer either physical labor assistance or engineering support. The number of men working on a single hole shall not be capped. Unless that hole is being dug by a city construction crew, then the number of people working on the hole cannot exceed 1 and the number of workers at the site cannot be less than 10. But 9 of 10 must not participate. Only stand around watching and occasionally making a comment. I once saw 2 men digging a hole and decided to join in. Little did they know, I was just auditioning for the lead role in The Digging Dead. Leave 1 urinal between you and the other guy. This is universal. However, I've had many strange encounters, me being an empty toilet of urinals, doing my thing and then I hear footsteps. Dude decided to use the one next to me and not the 20+ empty ones. He also decided to stare. I wanted to punch him tbh. Judge, you are being charged with assault, how do you plead? You, not guilty. He took the urinal next to me and then didn't keep his eyes straight ahead. Judge, case dismissed. Judge, plaintiff is hereby sentenced to death. I once left 2 urinals between me and the guy next to me, just to show off my incredible bladder size. Turns out nobody cared, they just thought I was auditioning for a world record in urinal distancing. After a certain age, you should walk slowly with one hand, grabbing the other behind your back. It is also acceptable to stand in this position while observing something and make general remarks about the situation you're observing. That doesn't look good. You know what they need to do? In some countries, they're usually found around construction sites in random groups. They neither know each other nor construction work but can talk about it for hours as if pros. A Morel moment.